You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the December 13th meeting of the LaPorte County Sheriff's Merit Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome you to the December 13th meeting of LaPorte County Sheriff's Department Merit Board. If you would please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Schooley, would you do us the honors?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Just for the record, let it be shown that Miss Mock has not arrived. I don't know if she's en route or got lost in the tangled weave coming through the construction over in the jail side or not, but hopefully she will arrive soon. Everyone receive a copy of the minutes from the November meeting. Are there any corrections? Do I have a motion to accept as presented?
So moved.
Have a motion to have a second.
Second.
Motion seconded. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Thank you. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning. How is everyone this morning?
Good.
Good. We'll go ahead and get started with this month's agenda. As you can see, at the top of our list, our calls for service between October and November decreased. Total calls for service decreased 10% from 2,423 in October to 2,191 in November. Our crash reports increased from 115 to 126. Our traffic stops decreased from 927 to 799. I don't believe we had any DUI task force or special patrols going on in the month of November, which probably is why we saw a little bit of a decrease. But I will say that we'll probably see a significant increase at next month's meeting with the November or the December stats, because I know they've been doing a lot of DUI task force and patrols for the holidays this month, and so we're probably going to see a pretty large increase in the number of traffic stops for the month of December. This should come as no surprise either. Car deer crashes increased significantly from 53 to 70. And year to date, we've seen a 15% increase in the total calls for service, with 26,199 in this year compared to the same time last year of 22,759. That's a pretty good increase for calls of service. Obviously, it shows that the men and women have been extremely busy this year. Couple of housekeeping items. We had the election of the merit board member, which is selected by the rank and file of the department, which I'm pleased, or I'm happy that we had 58 votes casted in this election. The results are with John Berger, who received 30 votes, and Jim Schooley, who received 28 votes. John Berger will take over for the rank and file position come January 1st with that election. Mr. Schooley, we want to thank you for your years. It's hard to believe that you've been here with us for 4 years. It seemed like it was just yesterday, but thank you for everything that you've done, and we still look forward to working with you. Yeah, thank you. We also this morning had a pension board vote. Major Cicero was up for re-election. Major Cicero was re-elected for another term on the pension board. I don't have the, I would say, the official results or the numbers yet. I think we had 21 votes casted in that vote this morning. I know myself and several other members of the pension board have been discussing, and we are looking to maybe possibly change the bylaws on the pension board. The bylaws specifically state that the vote shall occur the morning of a merit board meeting between the hours of 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. We would like to see it maybe expanded where we can do another online vote like we did with the merit board vote on Monday. just to get more votes and to give guys and gals an opportunity to come in and vote and to place their vote. But unfortunately, right now we are hamstrung by the bylaws of the pension board that require that vote take place at that specific time. So. Deputy Patrick Weedle, Sawyer Laffoon, and Xavier Biggerstaff have all completed their field training. They are now all on solo patrol, and they are all doing extremely well. We are pleased with how they went through their field training, and we are extremely pleased with the way they are out on solo patrol. They believe they started solo patrol on November 22nd. So they've been out for a couple weeks now, and again, they're all doing extremely well. New hires Zachary Weffler and Jeffrey Armstrong graduated from the Northwest Indiana Law Enforcement Academy on Friday, November 17th. They are in FTO process right now, and they are also doing extremely well. The last several hires that we have had, excuse me, have all been doing extremely well. So it's good news. With the most recent hires and deputies completing their FTO, we are now able to fill vacancies within the Detective Bureau. Beginning January 1st, deputies Derek Deck, Evan Doporowski, and Justin Gorney will be transferred to the Detective Bureau. I know they are all excited and looking for that new adventure in their careers. So. This year's promotional process wrapped up with the promotional list attached, and it came out on November 28th. Congrats to all those who participated, and I want to thank Major Cicero and all of you merit commissioners for facilitating this process. I know it takes up a lot of time with the interviews and everything else, so thank you for your time and commitment to this process. Major Cicero submitted a grant through the Indiana Department of Homeland Security in which he was recently notified of the approval of the grant. This grant will allow us to replace both x-ray machines at the Michigan City Courthouse and the LaPorte Courthouse, and also allow us to purchase a new canine for the department. I want to thank Major Cicero for his unsolicited work on this. We didn't realize he had done it until after the fact. He just did it. And so we're happy, and I'm glad that we've got Councilman Mike Mollenauer here, that we got a grant for the x-ray machines for both courthouses so that we won't have to come to the council for that funding. So it's good. I want to provide a little bit of a flood / remodel update. Things have been progressing. I know you guys have all mentioned on how difficult it was to make your way around there. Things are progressing. As you can see, part of that one section that they had been working on is completed. For the most part, they've still got some fine tuning to do. All of our shift supervisors have been able to move back into their original offices. And now you can see we have moved on to the other side that they've got blocked off and partitioned off. The last I've heard is they hope to have the sheriff's office completely done in January. So I think we've got a long ways to go, but they seem hopeful that January will be a good time frame to have us all back and operational. We'll wait and see. So background investigations have been completed, and one candidate will be interviewed after this meeting for potential hire. I know they're interviewing him with our in-house board right now, and hopefully that'll pass on to you guys, and hopefully maybe by the end of the day we'll be finally fully staffed, a position that we have not been in a while. So thank you. I also like to give a shout out to the county council with Mike Mollenauer being here at their last regular meeting. They gave us support to place our order for the new patrol vehicles for 2023 going into 2024 in the amount of $685,000. The price of cars and automobiles have just increased exponentially, and we're trying everything we can do to help keep the costs down. And with this, but unfortunately we're just stuck. The auto industry does not want to give us the rebates and the bid assistance like they used to several years ago. So it's just something that we're going to have to be mindful of going into the future. The 60th Sheriff's Christmas Show took place this past Saturday, December 9th. This year took place at the auditorium of Kessling Middle School with magician Matt Kalita putting on a wonderful magic show for the kids. There were approximately 60 kids in attendance who all got to visit with Mr. and Mrs. Claus. They all received several toys, several books, and some candy to go out the door with. It was a great event, wonderful show. It was good to see that we had the attendance that we did the past several years. We don't know if it was with COVID or what. The attendance had been down extremely low. We were concerned that we were going to have to maybe rethink the show because the attendance was down. But Saturday's show, with the amount of kids that we had there, was very enlightening, and we were very positive coming out of there, thinking that we're going to be able to continue this show into the future. I would like to thank Shane Yoder and SDY and Associates and Promotions. He's our promoter and puts this together every year for us, and he just does such a wonderful job with it. I want to thank him. I want to thank EPAC and especially NIPSCO, who are major donations and supporters of this, and we couldn't do it without them. And I also like to thank the LaPorte Community School Corporations for their donation of the use of the auditorium and facilities for that day. I do have an additional item that's not listed on your agenda, but our department holiday party will be held January 27th. This will be held at the Silver Palace here in LaPorte. And I'd just like for you to mark that date down and keep that date in mind. We'll talk more about it coming up at the in the January meeting, but I do want to give a save the date notice for you on that. I think we're looking for doors to open 5:30 about that on that, but we'll get the final details out to you guys at the January meeting or beforehand. So please mark that on your calendar. Next month, speaking of next month meeting, that'll be held on January 10th at 9 a.m. Attached, you'll have the Warrant Division's Detective Bureau and Jail monthly reports. And in closing, I would just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And that is all I've got for you today.
Trying to close out the year with a new record, or
A new record.
Thank you, Sheriff. I appreciate your insight, as always, with the recap of the monthly activities. Are there any comments from the floor? Comments from the floor. Mr. Mollenauer?
I better say something. I just wanted to say it's just great that it's the 60th Sheriff's Kids Christmas Party again. It's hard to believe it's been going on for 60 years, but it has, and it's just such good PR for the department and the officers and that, and I'm just glad to see that the attendance is up, so it'll continue for another 60 years, hopefully. Thank you.
Any other comments from the floor? Hearing none. Comments from the board? Mr. Miller? Laura?
I would just like to thank Mr. Schooley for his service, and it's been a real pleasure to serve on the board with you. I feel like our board's been elevated because of your attendance here, so thank you.
Jim, I saw you reaching for your button.
I'd like to thank you also, and it's only been a couple of years that we've been together, but I hate to see you leave.
Louise?
I apologize. No, I don't apologize for being late. I walked around this place twice trying to get in here. And then keys not working here, keys not working here. I got exercise, but still, I do apologize for being late.
They have signs put up, Louise Mock this way with arrows.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah.
Jim?
Yeah, just want to thank the rank and file for the opportunity. It's been great, a lot of hard work. I thank my fellow board members for your diligence and your hard work. Sheriff, you have an outstanding department.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Couple things I want to just highlight. When I was speaking with the chief Monday, about some matters, and he advised me that they had done the merit board election via electronic, and it's one small snafu that I think we can get taken care of, which is minor, but we got it off the ground. I know we've been trying. We tried it a couple years ago, and kind of ran into that proverbial brick wall, and it didn't work. But due to the consistent, persistent, active to try to get this thing going, 58 votes is phenomenal. I mean, I want to know where the other 6 or 7 were, but that's okay. I'm very happy with that. And I agree with you, Sheriff. I think we've got to get the pension board to redo the bylaws to allow the voting for that. We know we have at least one election every year for the pension board from the rank and file. And the men and women of this department deserve to have their vote cast and counted as in any other election. So this will make it easier whether you're in Hawaii, like Mr. Swanson said he may be in, or Andy at the top of the Alps or something. They can, as long as they can get internet service, they can still vote. So make sure you carry that, whatever that thing is, Andy, when you're on your trips. Make sure you can vote. Okay, no excuse in today's world of technology. We did receive 2 applications, or nominations, I should say, for the Beyond the Expected. Those will be presented at the January 27th Sheriff's Party. So we want to thank that and remind everybody again. One of these was presented to us back in February, I believe, and we hang on to these. That's part of our duty, is to hang on to these, and then we review them. And so if you've got someone that you work with that's done a great job, doing something beyond the expected, please get that to one of the board members. We'll put it on file and we'll hold on to it for next year's presentation. But, we want to keep this going. It was a great tradition that we started, and I want to make sure that we don't lose sight of that. Jim, it has been a pleasure and an honor. You brought some insight into the board and things that we do and suggestions that you've made, and it was very much appreciated. So we thank you for all your service and your hours that you donated and the time away from your full-time job at Long Beach. But again, you're much appreciated, and hope to see you around. Don't be a stranger. Are there any other comments? Hearing none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion second, all in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Meeting adjourned at 9:18 a.m. Thank you.